one of the themes on the show is that we've been a horrible country for at least the last 15 years, if not the last 30 years.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the problem is that Barack Obama is so goddamn likable that he makes us all forget all the horrible shit we're doing everywhere, right? Like, for instance, they had a 6-year, it took them to compile a Senate report on torture. Right, 6 years they compiled the Senate. Turns out the CIA was lying to us all the time about how much torture they were doing, what kind of torture, why, where, and how. Every fucking way they were lying to us about it. And then the people who were overseeing the CIA, they started spying on those people to try to F them over. So the CIA, complete bullshitters, but, Russia, they're everything about that. So,
Jimmy?
Yeah?
Little torture never hurt anybody.
Yeah. That's a little counterintuitive, Representative. So just to remind you about what the horrible shit America has been doing, here's Barack.
We did some things that were wrong.
What?
We did a whole lot of things that were right,
Yeah.
but we tortured some folks.
It's so great.
The way he says it. The way he says it, the way you picture them torturing people, like, come on over here.
Come on. I know.
Come on over.
Cut to Norman Rockwell panning at some kid on a fucking bucket and the hood on his head and electrodes.
Come on.
What the fuck? We tortured some folks.
You may not know this, but we actually waterboard people while they're in rocking chairs.
Right before we want to torture you, Pete Seeger's going to play you a little song.
We war crime some folks. Can you imagine saying that? We war crime some folks. It's such a nice folksy way of saying it. We war crime some folks, and then we went and watched a baseball game.
I wish there was something I could have done about it.
Can't be done about it.
I couldn't have prosecuted the folks torturing the folks.
You can't prosecute folks because they're gonna have a jury of their folk peers. Let me just say it. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Obama saying each person who was tortured did get a season's ticket to Cardinals game.
Let me say this so Barack Obama didn't prosecute anybody, right? Which guarantees that those crimes are going to happen in the future, right? They're going to happen again. That's why Donald Trump can go, I'm going to torture the families of people, and I'm going to do work. Because Barack Obama, once again, abdicated his responsibility, and he didn't have to ask anybody permission to do it. In fact, he was commanded to do it, and he fucking didn't do it. You're supposed to prosecute war crimes, you son of a bitch.
Wait, hold on. If you prosecute war crimes, say you prosecute these two psychologists whose job it was to teach the military how to avoid torture and sustain themselves, and they turned it around and started torturing people. Say you prosecute them, right? Then what happens? Then the Republicans get mad. So you can't do that.
You can't do that.
You can't make them mad. Then they'll be like, don't. And then, you got to deal with that. And if the Republicans don't like you, then,
You make some good points.
Right? I got nothing against that.
Hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I know you called President Obama a son of a bitch, but I'm embarrassed to correct you, but I think he's son of some folks.
Some folks.
A lot nicer.
See, because Barack Obama didn't torture, he didn't prosecute any of the torture people. Why is that? Because he said all those torture crimes, this is literally what he said. He said all those torture crimes happened in the past, and Barack Obama's looking towards the future.
That's right.
And when I heard that, I felt a lot better, because all the crimes I've committed, they're happening in the past, too.
All the murders get to get out of jail.
That's right. I am so glad we're not prosecuting past crimes anymore. I bet all those people in prison are pissed off they committed their crimes in the future. That's why they're fucking criminals. They're stupid. So the reason why I bring this up.
And by the way, I've seen some of the autopsy photos of the folks that were killed, being tortured. Some of the folks that were tortured. One person was garroted with yarn, and another person was smothered by potato salad.
These are folksy ways of being tortured.
Yeah.
All right.